So, what's up, and welcome to the very first video drop. We need to definitely dive in just a little bit, however much I want to, but okay, Nelly finally did his performance for the inauguration because I kept thinking that, look, I didn't seen Soldier Boy, I done seen Rick Ross, as well as Snoop Dogg. Out of those three performances right there, I'm not going to go through and rate them because I love hip hop, but it's not like I can just go through and say, okay, I'm gonna give him one mic for this, two mics for this. These are veterans that's been in the game for a long time, and every last single one of them, except Nelly, looked like they could have cared less to be up there, but was making the best out of it because they was actually feeding off of a very drabby audience, like an audience that could not relate to them. Like they've heard the music, some of them, I'm sure, in other sectors, but maybe they wasn't planning that for a Trump thing. Maybe they felt that they was on a higher level. Maybe Snoop thought at the time, like, look, I might need this man's help eventually, Trump's. I might need, catch some situations. Same with, look, them other two. Or it could be Nelly too. Maybe he might be facing something. You never know why people want to rub elbows with the so-called elite. See, that's the thing too about black people. Some black people think once they can get into the room with the people that you're cut off from. I don't even know the name of those type of people. Some people think once they can get into the room of the who's who of these billionaire status, where things might can elevate and take their careers. But don't they know that everybody has to answer to somebody, and what you think might be for you in your mind, are you clearly thinking straight? Well, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to go in on Nelly, but at the same time, some of his reasonings for what he did, what he agreed to, I don't think it made sense. The more he kept trying to justify it, meaning if that's what you want to do, if that's how you want to get your money, why are you out here explaining? Backlashes, they do happen. And 9 times out of 10 with black people, we're on our way to the next and focusing on something else when a lot of us just need to be focusing on ourselves. But because it became such a public thing, Ashanti is a couple. Okay, I gotta say both their names. They married now. They're a unit. They're one. They took them vows under God. It is what it is. They are husband and wife, holy matrimony. Don't you know they did talk? They had to have talked. Did Ashanti agree with it? Who knows? Will that come out if they wanted to? Because really, it's their business. Did Nelly think, oh, this could springboard me into another caterpillar of life? This could be a springboard, because what Nelly say, he's never been invited to perform at the White House. Well, Nelly, who was going to be checking for you to invite you to the White House? Who? Who? So what, you was just going to feel like you never hit the pinnacle of your career? Man, look, you made it, okay? You got life-changing money in your life that made it happen for you and your family. Didn't he retire his mama, by the way? That is life-changing and able to take care of himself, do what he had to do to raise his children. He's got this beautiful wife. I know he sold that catalog, but if Nelly is broke or not, how broke is broke? Because, my means of broke obviously ain't a level of broke. Could Nelly have gotten into some trouble, some woes outside of what we think broke is? Does Nelly have some little problems that he may be playing in things that require money, and maybe something that he may cannot owe? See, that's when things become a speculation. That's when people put themselves out there where people will start to pocket watch. But see, half the time when you see Nelly and Ashanti, they do so much laughing that they got us captivated. They so happy. And I believe they truly are happy, but so happy to the point where it's like, Nelly, did you really know why you did it, or were you just holding back? But does he really owe that to his fans? Does he really owe that to the public? I mean, people are like, can we cancel him? Some people's like, look, we can't cancel somebody that ain't never been relevant. But let's be real, Nelly definitely made his mark. He said when he came out at that time, it was you had a fight. You had a fight for what was yours to be in the mixture of the industry. It was only so many different avenues, but we know he's trying to relaunch apple bottoms. We know he has some type of something to drink or whatever. They have other, I'm sure, ventures going on. But why was it this one that was so important? He said he was a military brat. Did that really have anything to do with it? He respects the office. Maybe to him, maybe in his mind. Was Nelly getting caught up and getting a little tongue tied? Was he kind of fumbling his words and stuttering a little bit? But how often do we really even see Nelly on an interview? Most of the time when we see Nelly, he just kind of oogles and googles. Everything was laughy, laughy, feel good. We laughing, we having a good time. You should be able to let your hair down. Meaning you should be able to relax and enjoy the one you're with. But now when I'm thinking back when he was enjoying that other one that he was with, smiling, laughing. Now she looked how she was looking, but I know that's neither here nor there, but it's like I'm seeing a pattern here now with Nelly. He was never really talking, never really communicating. He was more so always laughing and having snapbacks to people when he would be on certain interviews and when he really didn't want to talk. I think sometimes people still do have growth periods that they do go through with life. Ain't no telling where Nelly is at in his life. Only he knows. Only they can determine that. This is why sometimes people don't do interviews because they don't want to be judged. They're going to be like, oh my goodness, they're going to say if I say this, I said the wrong thing. But what did y'all think about how Ashanti had on her story, how her grandfather marched, civil rights. He marched. But people is really hating on Ashanti. They coming for Ashanti. They ready to cancel her. Talking about you can stop your husband. No, Nelly made that decision for the household. Nelly made that for the future of his family. I don't know how much he got paid, but I would imagine that it was a substantial amount. But he said at the same time, he's that guy that give away bikes. Bikes, y'all, to the Boys and Girls Club. I think that's good. He can give away a bike or two or three or four, however many hundred. Maybe he can do a turkey drive too once a month. Sometimes people like to give away hams as well. People got to give away and be involved in how they want to. But you know what? We sure do need some structure as Black people. Because some of these same old conversations that we do, because sometimes we don't want to see the next person come up. Nelly, do you really think this is going to help your career go into a whole nother direction? Now, Snoop, I'll admit, that man been getting in the rooms. Grammy or no Grammy, because he used to always complain. How is it that he's such a successful rapper, had a lot of hits with the likes of a Dr. Dre, Eminem, whoever he don't work with, 50 Cent, and still can't get a Grammy? Well, you're just not. And some things people just have to accept in life, Snoop, and just move on and keep making music, but stop being such a weakling. Snoop come off to me so weak, and I didn't even know that. And I normally don't even use that word, but he be saying what he want to say, so I'm gonna say what I want to say. Snoop be coming off like a real live weak simp. Suge been saying it. And what? Snoop was up there at the Source Awards. You ain't got no love for them. You ain't got no love. Well, some people didn't, Snoop. Okay? Some people didn't. That's why you got the booze at the Source Awards that night. He's busy. Suge always talk about he busy going back and forth. He can't decide. And it's a shame that all that was going on at that time with the East Coast versus the West Coast. That's sad that was going on with Big and Tupac. They in certain situations that they really wasn't supposed to be in, but it got hyped up beyond them. Then Snoop had to take a side. Well, Snoop was really like, look, I'm down cool with everybody. Snoop was probably giving all types of information away that he probably should have kept his mouth shut. He seemed like that type. But if he can get to the bag, he ain't running around here with Martha Stewart for nothing. He wasn't asked to be involved with the Olympics. Snoop is busy getting endorsement after endorsement Who's he in the endorsement with? Is it that big time YouTuber Kai Sanat or Dursky? Whoever it is, Nelly like, look, I want to enjoy my opportunities too. I'm tired of doing all this touring, even though that's where he makes his money. But he like, look, some of my songs need to be put on a commercial for a jingle. Don't you know it was said that when your song winds up on a jingle, you make buku so much more money than you would on tour. And at that time, these guys was like, look, I'm risking my life out here just to go on tour to make this money. That isn't really worth it. My life needs to be changed. They want some of them easy break opportunities that they don't have to work so hard. But in this world that we know, opportunities like that don't come like that, because y'all, tell you, it really does boil down to the have and the have nots. If they accept you to be in the in crowd, but what is it that you have to do for them? To what capacity do you have to sell out for them? Ain't nobody giving up nothing for free. If I do this for you, I need you to do this for me. And most of the time, I feel like black people be the ones looking like they the ones shucking and jiving. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't have to get all into that, and I don't have to like this or have to speak about that. But you know, I'm gonna respect the office. Nelly, you stuttering, trying to get through your words the best you can. What is it that you're gonna have to pass down? What are you really upholding? What are you really standing for? And again, vote who you vote for. Some people can vote who they vote for, walk away, even if they ask to perform. But dang, Nelly went on a whole tour, press tour, to talk about a backlash. Man, if you was gonna do it, just do it. I really feel like once he did open up his mouth, he wasn't really saying nothing. He brought up his mom, said his mama didn't want him to do it, but that wasn't enough. Notice he didn't bring up Ashanti's name, but he didn't need to, for what? Ashanti got enough going on. And you know they got that reality show that's coming up, supposed to be coming on Peacock. So we shall see if people really gonna stick to, what y'all gonna do? Y'all still messing with Nelly and Ashanti? Y'all still messing with Nelly? Y'all still got that love, that feel good, like, oh, my favorite couple, I love them. Do y'all still have that same energy, that same momentum? Because again, people, and I know it had to be grown people, and them people in the crowd that was supporting Nelly. I mean, I've seen some little excerpts, you know, little videos here and there on other social media sites. They looking like, we making the best out of this. We don't know your songs. We not feeling your energy. It just looked like a place where I wouldn't want to be. It just looked cold. I don't feel nothing by it. So it's kind of like, yep, I did it. Because normally, like, you feeding off of people's energy. That helps the room. When people look out, when people are in a room with people, it's like a give and take. I'm giving my all. I'm giving my all. Like, do you appreciate the music? Do you like the music? Would it have been your choice of music? I'm thinking they really gonna turn up for Nelly because they know Nelly been suffering with people saying all types of mess about him. I'm thinking they really gonna give Nelly some love. Well, see, they don't care, Nelly. They could have cared less if you came or if you didn't. But because you did care enough to get your check for you and yours, I really hope it was worth it. And I hope these so-called backlashes, because honestly, I feel like they too shall pass. Like, it don't be that serious, but it is that serious because at the same time, the decisions that we make in life will always affect us. The good ones, the ones that we're not sure about, the bad ones. It's always going to be a thought in the back of our minds. Did I make the right decision with some things? But ain't nobody trying to worry themselves and stroke out in the process. You know, it's like, I did it. Like, for whoever it is, I did it. I'm moving on. And next opportunities, I'm going to be able to be in a room. Because that's the way it came off to me. He did it for a reason. Like, it's some rooms that he needs to get up in. So I hope it happens for him. It'll be a shame if it don't. And we're going to see how things work out with Snoop too. But I think long as Snoop keep being Snoop, just... Snoop need to grow up and have a mind of his own to be able to think. He thinks he's so in good with the elites of who's, but they looking at him like he a clown too. He's a clown too. And Snoop, he was a little, I don't know, just did all that talk. Save the energy. Get to know yourself better, Snoop. You know you about that life that you talk too much and then you hide your hands once you throw your little rocks. Get you some grown man status, Snoop.